guys, today we're going to make Mrs. McCarthy's award-winning scones. One of my favorite cozy murder mysteries is Father Brown. It is just so fun and lighthearted. The costuming is just on point. It's my favorite. It is just the best cozy murder mystery out there, in my opinion. I thought today I would try to make Mrs. McCarthy's award-winning scones. I am aware that Mrs. McCarthy is a fictional character from Ireland living in England. I've never tried clotted cream, and Mrs. McCarthy's award-winning scones calls for clotted cream. I know there's going to be those of you wondering what clotted cream I used, and it's called Classic Clotted Cream Cottage Delight. Homemade strawberry preserves. All right, to start off with, I need 1 pound of sliced strawberries. Now we're just gonna let the strawberries cook down for about 10 minutes, just until they start kind of breaking down, and then we'll add the sugar. And 1.5 cups of sugar. And 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. So we're gonna let that cool. I'll put it in a jar and then we'll start on our scones. Okay, here are the strawberry preserves. Let's try them and see if they're any good. Oh my goodness. Well, that's delicious. And I have sticky fingers now. What am I, a 3-year-old? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I know it's a very triggering thing for the English, but scones and American biscuits are very, very similar. It's just your all scones are sweeter and ours are more savory, I guess. I mean, but you do have savory scones. So I think the biggest thing is you don't like that we call them biscuits because that's your all's cookies, and you're like grossed out by us putting gravy on our scones. But here's a little secret. I'm not fond of gravy on my biscuits anyway. My mom's probably rolling in her grave now because that was one of her favorite things, biscuits and gravy, but I never took a liking to that. Anyhow, let's go ahead and start making these scones. And don't worry, I'm not making them the American way when they look like little triangles. I'm gonna make your little round ones that look like biscuits and our American biscuits, and so let's go. Let's get started. Okay, so I've preheated the oven to 425. It takes buttermilk. I have some British gluten-free. I have this flour from the UK. I had it shipped over from the British corner shop, and I'm really excited to try it. It's a gluten-free flour. Let's see if it tastes any different than the flour I'm used to back here in the States. Okay, to start off with, I need 2 cups of this flour. 2 cups. And I need 3 tablespoons of sugar. I need 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/3 cup of Kerrygold butter. Okay, then I pulse this until it looks like cornmeal. And that looks like that's going to be a mess. I've changed my mind. I'm going to use a fork. It's now at a cornmeal consistency. Takes 3/4 cup of buttermilk and an egg. Alright, so I'm just gonna beat that egg in the buttermilk. Add it to our bowl. and a lightly floured surface. Let's go ahead and roll these out. So my mixture's still a little dry. I'm going to add a little bit more milk. There we go. That's better. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and flour the rolling pin. All right, I'm going to use my biscuit cutter. Found this recipe online, and somebody decided to make Mrs. McCarthy's award-winning scones. It's rants, raves, and recipes, and she decided to make Mrs. McCarthy's award-winning scones, and I thought that was just awesome because I've already told you, one of my favorite shows. And she mentions, why hasn't the show made a recipe book for you know, Mrs. McCarthy's scones or whatnot that you see on the show? That would be awesome. Guys, make a recipe book. That'd be so fun. I would totally buy that. So, you know, these are Mrs. McCarthy's scones, but there's a rumor in the Father Brown universe that Mrs. McCarthy stole them from Mrs. O'Boyle. I don't know. I watched an episode of Mary Berry back in the 70s making some scones, and she made them as a batch bake, so I'm going to make them as a batch bake as well. The episode was actually from 1979. I was barely alive. There's my scones before I stick them in the oven at 425 for 10 minutes. But first, it calls for me to lightly sprinkle some sugar on top of them. There we go. And let's pop them in the oven. Here are my scones. Don't they look so pretty? I need to get these assembled and then go get ready. I'm gonna be late for the church fete and picnic. Okay, here they are. Let's go. It's now time to try some clotted cream. I have my tea, my scone, some clotted cream. Let's get a little sip of tea. Here we go. That is some good stuff, guys. That is delicious. And my homemade preserves. Delicious. Mrs. McCarthy's award-winning scones. Well, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.